Good day, Ken here, Ken's Hobbies. Welcome to my channel. Today, a buddy came along. He wanted me to change some security cameras for him. He won't get on the ladder anymore after his mishap. So I had to go change the cameras for him. So I got him to take me to Princess Auto and get me a few items so that I can get back at this lawnmower. So got me a rod, got me two new wheels. Oh, I did put some blocks here so I could get my 2-inch cut there. So it's all set up. Now I'm just going to figure out how we can build our system for our wheels. So the first thing I gotta do is gotta do some calculating here. We got a little math work to do. So what I got in mind, okay, from this lip that goes there, I'm going to try to put this wheel so that its inner surface is 1 inch away from this little lip here. Now, that's one side. So if I went here, and you just get it to stay, which you can see doesn't want to stay very well. So, we took a find my tape measure that locks down. So, 1 inch from that L puts my wheel right there. So we're gonna get my Sharpie out here and we're gonna draw a line right there on that side, and the same on this side. We're gonna take 1 inch from that L, which puts it there, which puts my edge of the wheel right there. A W here and a W here. This is for my reference purposes. So there is our total length required. Let's get this light out of my road. Our total length will go from, what's the width of this wheel? It's approximately 2 inches in total. So we got to add 2 inches from that line there. So there's my 2 inch there, and that puts my 2 inches right there. Okay, so our total distance at that point should be 21.5 inches, and we have 21 3/4. Out of curiosity, what's the width between our back ones? 22 inches outside to outside. So that's within. Okay, so if that's within, that will be perfect, 21 inches. Okay. Next thing I gotta concern myself with is I gotta leave enough here so that I can put a washer and the pin here, as well as this side. That should give me a 1/2 inch to allow for my washer. Approximately there. 1/2 inch, approximately there. Okay, that's looking so far so good. Okay, so our total distance would be 21 inches. We'll go 21. We can actually go 20 3/4. That's what we'll do. 20 3/4. Okay, now I already got my rod, my vise, my 20 3/4 inch cutoff. So there's my starting point. Because I couldn't buy a short rod and had to buy a full length rod. Get my grinder out here with a cutting wheel. the end. Okay. Size this up. That's looking pretty good, right? I can ooh, that's a little on one side. You can actually come in on this side. Well, by Joe, when I look at this angle, that looks pretty close that the inside of this wheel lines up perfectly with the inside of that wheel right there. And same with that side. That's what we're after. Perfect. Now I'm gonna dig into my book pail out here and look, see what I got for washers. I got so many washers. I didn't buy washers. I knew I have a ton of washers here at home. Okay, we have 4 washers here that all fit. It'd be nice if I could find 4 that size. So we're gonna put that one there for now, so I know what I'm aiming for. Okay, well, I'm gonna keep that one aside, and later time we'll use these ones. So 2 washers will go on this side, and 2 washers on that side. But the style of the washers I will be doing is like this. I'm just going to hold my fingers like so. We'll put our first washer on, then our wheel on, then our other washer like so. So now I'm going to drill a hole in this here, and we're going to put a pin, cotter pin, through that. So that's the next stage. I'm trying to figure a method out here. I think what I'll do here is I'll just go ahead and drill the holes, and I'll show it to you after I drill them. That would be the best because I'm using my webcam, and I'm trying a method here, a little trick here. I'm also, when I was editing that last video on this mower, saw so much reflection from the old fluorescent light above that I'm making a little shield over the camera lens, hoping that this video will turn out a little better. So I'm going to turn the camera a little bit more this way. Okay, bring it down a touch. The quality does look better. That little shield seems to be working. Okay, ouch! What I've done here, I know you didn't see it on first there, that's why I readjusted my camera. I'm going to explain. Bought me cold rolled steel here. I dug in my old pail bucket for 4 flat washers. So I'm putting the first washer on here. Now I got a board here. I got my height for the clearance I want for the cutting. Right here are 2-inch clearance. I got a little black line here for where I want the wheel. So now I'll get the wheel, put the wheel on here. So now I'm at that line. My other washer will be going here, like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'll take this rod to my vise, and I'm going to drill a hole here, and we're going to put a cotter pin on here, and we're going to put a cotter pin on here, so it stops the wheel from doing this. That's the first object, to get my wheels where I want them. Okay, now the same with this opposite side here. Now I gave a little bit longer on the rod here, so I'll cut later on, but I don't need off. But at least it gives me an idea where to start. So that'll be the rough layout. But we're not done yet. As I said, rough layout. I'm just using the old blade here. When you go on the inside of the wheel there, you can see that perfect well lines up pretty damn good right there to inside to the inside. The same with this wheel here. This wheel can come in actually just a touch more inwards. So I'm happy with that. So far so good. Perfect. Now what I did, okay, so where did I put my... Everything you get nowadays is so tightly sealed and stapled because that crime rate is so high these days. It's just getting worse and worse and worse for sealing everything. You get a package like this 90% of the time. If you just tried ripping it over, well, you'd have your whole package. Ouch! That's twice I did that. Getting about my bucket here with my bolts. I was looking for the washer. Oh, that's what I mean by stapled, glued, and everything there. And we want to prevent 114 pickup. There's another staple. Okay, now carefully figure out which is top and which is bottom. And there we are. I think we'll go this size here. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, let's get my first hole drilled in this rod. So we'll lay. That'll be our good starting point. And we can figure the total length on later, so long as we get this very first one in. Because this was a 5-foot rod is why I had to get, and that's why I just cut approximate length that I need. Okay, I gotta make room here to get at my vise. So let's put my bucket back there. Now let's get my center punch and a hammer, which I could afford to get me a new toolbox because I'm running out of space for tools. So which drawer did I put my center punch in? Not that one. Aha, that's where it is hiding. Looking for my file for my chainsaw, couldn't find it. No, I just found it, hiding underneath screwdrivers. There we are. There's points running a little dull here. Close to the edge as possible. Drill out a small drill bit. Take one of these cotter keys, cotter pins, and see what size drill bit we need here. Decide it could be the one we're after. Okay, let's see, we're missing a few drill bits already. Okay, 5/64. One up from 5/64. Tells me I'm looking for, oh, Butterfingers. I like the feel of the 5/64. So now if I can find that drill bit, we've got it made. What's this one say? Trouble is, I'm getting so hard at seeing these small, tiny numbers. That's why I gotta do it this way. Figure out where I'm at. That's 2 sizes up, so that one's too big. This is part of the trouble when you buying nowadays. Cheaper buying the whole kit. Well, this is what you end up with for excess. Those are all extras. Everything here, drill bits, tap, sockets, all duplicates, wrenches. So I just throw them in here. And the same thing with my drill bits. It's cheaper to buy a kit than to buy individual drill bit these days. So I think we just found what I'm looking for. Yes, we did. Okay, we found the drill bit I'm looking for. I go through these tiny bits way more than anything below 1/8 inch. I have a bad habit of breaking, and that's why I got so many excess drill bits now. We'll see if we can break another one. Well, that sure feels dull. But I'm taking sharpened it a touch. I remember back in the 60s, my first job we had. Boss that was taught me how to sharpen drill bits. We used to have a competition in the end. Who could sharpen the drill bit the best? Eventually, I ended up beating the boss. Now my eyesight, with age, my eyesight not being like it was, and I can hardly see. I got to get in the right light if I succeed or not. And half the time, even at that, I can't tell without testing it. As I was just saying, I just broke it. Yeah, boy. Well, that's the end of that drill bit. Okay, have to go see if we can go to a larger cotter pin. That hole there, which says 764. Okay, let's look at my kit. Where did I put it? Well, I just had it in my hand. Where did I put it? Well, I don't believe this. How can that be? You buy something to do something, you just have it in your hand. Take one item out, you put it down, and the next time you go for it, gone. Just doesn't add up. Oh, I buried it. The drill bit's on top of the pins, so let's have a look what we have here. We went the 764. 764, where are you? Right there. That should work. Okay. This is where I wished I had the jig to use the drill press. Clamp it down so don't shake while you're drilling. Give that a try. That trick even worse. Back to the original pattern. Yeah, that didn't work. That trick. This is why another reason I just, I don't bother hardly sharpening anymore. I just replace because of my eyesight. But when you haven't got wheels to get to the hardware store, you gotta compensate. Okay, well that was a little bit off-centered for cut. Just a touch. Okay, that's more centered now. Big time. Okay, there's my first hole. That's what we're after. Perfect. Okay, now for our second hole. That's what we're after. Wheel on, clamp that in the vise here. Of course, make sure it's straight. Snack it down so it's good and tight. Those pins, yep. here. Okay, there's the second hole. Get my file here, clean the burrs off. Wash is a little thicker than this one was. Oh yeah, it is a smidgen. Let's clean some of the junk off there. These washers. Come on, get in there. Come on, that's it. Every time I go for a tool, seems like I gotta search. Never no end. Okay, that's one side. So now we just take our cotter pin, bend it over. Okay, that's one. Okay, that's what we're after. So now we'll place that back there and we'll figure this other side out. I'm liking that. Okay, let's get my center punch and I can mark where the first hole has got to be drilled on the opposite side. That's where we started. I could find my lighter hammer, which seems to have disappeared. 3 claw hammers. I can't see any one of them. Very frustrating. When I take our center punch, we'll put it beside this washer. Try to get a mark here. Okay, that doesn't want to work because I got too much roll here. So let's get my paint pen. No, I just laid that. That's exactly what I mean. Figured I'd need it, dug it out, put it down. Now where is it? Right there in front of my eyes. Okay, there we go. Let's get the holes drilled, but this side I will not fold the cotter pins over because that'll be the next stage, figuring out how to mount it. Right now I'm just building the axle up with the wheels on. Put my file away. Yeah, I did. Well, you can tell I got that drill bit sharp and perfect. Get a washer here. Drop it on. Get our other wheel. Drop it on. And our last washer. Get that bolted down in the vise. Lined up. got a mark there. See if we can get a better mark. Okay, so that's our wheel assembly. And there's our axle with the wheels built up. Now, got to figure out how much there, and you can see on this side here, I can cut at least that much off. This is why I made the axle to begin with, just to cut a piece off, taking a guess at approximately there. Now that I got details more closer, I can take the excess off. Anyhow, I'm going to put that there. I'm going to get a piece of angle iron, and we're going to just put this out of the way now. I'm going to figure methods of, am I going to mount it here, or am I going to build the bracket up to, which I'm thinking I may just have to figure this out. I was to weld that on there. My board's too long that I can't roll the wheel back in, so I think cut this board or find a shorter board so I can get the wheels underneath. Or I could do it this way too. Take these boards and shove them in differently. Yeah, that's what we'll do. See, I'm trying to keep the height I want, and I got these two boards for the height I want. Okay, let's line that up. So close. Well, let's just see what it's like when I put it like that. You know what? That's darn near perfect. It's just a hair higher than theirs. They'll give me a 2.5 inch cut. I think I'm going to settle for that. Not quite 2.5 inch cut. Close as I think we'll get it. Let's get a tape measure and see what we got here. That is, if I can find it. I just got an idea here. I think I can get away with just using a couple of clamps. Well, I'm going to pause it at this point. I'm going to look through my collection, see what I have. I got about 3 ideas here that I can see possible working. Number 1 is a U-clamp. Number 2 is cutting pieces off of here and making a clamp. Number 3 is taking this plate like this, welding the axle on this side to it. So I'm going to look through my junk box, see what all I got, which method I'll use. It'd be nice if I could get that just a little bit lower, which means that I do have to get that axle on the upper side of where I'm presently getting it sitting. So I'm going to think about this, which one I want, which route I'm going to take. But that is my ultimate goal right there. Come on. Okay. This should give you a little better view of what I did. I just put an L clamp here, drilled a hole, used the advantage of the hole here as well as here. I made an L clamp so the bolt went there, hooked on there, pinched the rod together like a U-bolt, and I'm going to give that a test if that is the height that I want. I may alter it later by getting a axle rod on the upper side here. We'll see how my first cut goes. So this system here is just temporary, but there's my wheels. I just need to cut the end of the shaft on this side off now for the excess. But that's what I was after. And already, and just setting this up to show you what I achieved. I can maneuver that now a lot easier both directions like that, because that's the part that was killing my back. Just doing that feels like I already, by taking that drive system off, reduced it about 20 pounds. So thank you for watching. Do like and subscribe. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. All you have to do is click that button down below. Until the next one, I'm going to say adios.